Morning, Donna.
Good morning.
Hi, Evelyn.
Guys, sorry I missed I don't think I missed any of the other
I
Alice
don't think you
groups.
have. Yeah, you're good. It
I
just
was out
feels
of
like it's been forever.
yeah, I've been out of town for almost 3
Oh,
weeks. My
oh
mom
gosh.
passed away. So
Oh, I'm sorry.
Too bad. Sorry, Evelyn.
thanks, Donna.
Good morning, Rebecca. Yeah, so- Good morning, you guys.
Morning.
Again, we have a lot of people who had automatic responses sent back that they're out of town, just like last meeting. So it might be a little bit smaller of a meeting again this month. I think everybody's trying to squeeze in their last bits of summer vacation. So.
Right.
Hi, April.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. Trying to get. Can you see me? For some reason, it's.
I cannot see you.
Oh.
Do you or
Hmm.
Michaela need to be co-host so that you can um share your screen?
I do not. Good
Okay.
question. I'm not sure about Michaela. I'm gonna try something. See if this joins my camera.
I'm here. My childcare just got here, so I will hop back on in just a second, but I do not need to be co-host. Thank you.
Okay, no worries. Thank you.
There. I'm not sure why my video's not working. There we go. Had to turn on HD.
There you are.
Yeah, I had to turn on the HD. It was weird. Usually I just
Well, I'm
automatically.
glad you got it
Yeah,
working.
no
Sometimes
kidding.
it's
Okay.
so
Start clicking
frustrating when that
buttons.
technology
Click
doesn't
on
work.
stuff. I know technology and every, platform's different. So like I'm so used to Teams
Yes.
and it just goes, but
Oh,
Zoom.
when I have a random like Teams video meeting and I've been using Zoom for a while, you should see how I forget all the
Like,
buttons.
right. I'm like that with Google. The Google is the new one and it is very different. So too funny.
Okay, I have a few more people I'm letting in. Oh, a lot of these are AI, and I'm not going to let them in actually. You guys might not remember from last meeting that I won't be letting in additional AIs because it's been interfering with the recording. So just a reminder that if somebody's sending in their AI to take notes, I will not be letting it in, just to avoid that in the future. Right. I don't have anybody else waiting to get in, but we did just start. Oh wait, we got Christy is waiting to come in. I guess if you would like, April, you can start with your icebreaker and we can get introductions rolling.
Sounds good.
And then we can move on from there if you're ready.
Yeah, absolutely. And If you hear a weird noise, it's just my dog and his toy. He likes to join my Zoom meetings. He hears me start and he's like, oh, we've got a meeting. Let me grab my loud toy. So, well, good morning, everyone. I'm April Gregoire. I'm the project director with Equus Workforce Solutions here in North Idaho. We have the Adult and Dislocated Worker WIOA program statewide. I am born and raised up here in good old Kootenai County. So got son and grandson, and you know, if you're new to the area or newer, you get it. People always give you a hard time. We've never lived anywhere else, and then they come and they're like, oh. So I thought it would be fun to do a little icebreaker that is a tried and true one with Equus. And it's just a simple question of if you really knew me, you would know. And so I'll go first and say, if you really knew me, you would know I'm a huge sci-fi nerd. Grew up with the Star Trek, sitting with my dad. I'm not Star Trek versus Star Wars. Like you can love them both. So big fan of sci-fi, and just love it. So I'm super excited. My grandson loves it too, because you always hope. So so yeah, I don't know how we want to go down the list and have folks do a quick intro and answer. If you really knew me, you would know.
Just call on who you want to call on, April, and go in whatever order you want.
Okay, Michaela, do you want to go next?
Yeah, love it. I'm Michaela. I'm with Mountain States Early Head Start. And if you really knew me, you would know that I thrive in chaos.
Nice, love it. Let's see, I see Evelyn.
Hi, I'm Evelyn. I work for Idaho Housing and Finance Association, their family self-sufficiency specialist / housing counselor. And if you really knew me, you would know I love actually books of like smutty books. Okay.
So that I almost picked that one, Evelyn. That was my number 2. Yeah, I know. I get it. I'm really excited though that like reading books is popular again, because I've been reading since
Yes.
I was like, 8, 9, just reading books like crazy. So yeah,
Give
I
me
think
some
it's so
dark
cool.
romance.
Yeah,
Woo.
I know, right? Yeah, a little warm blanket. That's why we love the fall, right? I get it. Love it, love it. Let's see. Olivia.
Hi, I'm Olivia Metz with the Metz Group and also on the United Way board. If anybody knew me, I'm a big data nerd, and I actually help out with the Alice methodology for the Pacific Northwest. So been involved in Alice since the inception.
Right. Love it. Let's see. Who's next? How about Donna? Trying to find the names.
So if you really knew me, you would know that a big piece of my 20s and 30s I spent living on a wagon train, an alternative treatment program for gang kids from California and Pittsburgh. We took a wagon train from Pennsylvania to Florida every year, 15 miles a day. It's a long story.
Wow. Well, one you don't often hear. That's very cool. Wonderful. Let's see. Duncan.
Good morning. I'm Duncan. I'm with Home Share Kootenai County. And if you really knew me, you'd know that I love to ecstatic dance.
I don't know what that is, so I'm gonna have to Google it.
I can show you. I can show you.
Okay. Yeah.
We can dance.
Too funny. Let's see. Rebecca.
I know sometimes Rebecca's mic is not working,
Yeah.
so if she wants to put it in the chat, I can read it for her. This Rebecca, if you really knew me, you would know I'm getting married on September 6th. And it's coming up, and I'm excited and I'm ready for it to be over.
That's right. Yes, that's what I hear. That's congratulations. That's so fun.
Thank you. Yeah.
Love it. Let's see. Who have I not gotten?
And
Krista?
then
Hi, I'm Krista Haller. I'm with Mountain States Early Head Start. I'm the mental health specialist here. And if you really knew me, you would know that I am cat obsessed, and my husband always expects me to bring a cat home at any moment and is never surprised if I do that.
Love it. I appreciate that. At least he supports you and what you
I
like.
mean, yeah, yeah. The best you can.
That's awesome. Love it. Let's see. Christy.
Good morning, Christy Reitz. I'm with Anovia Foundation this week, and next week I'll be the Director of Community Engagement at St. Vincent de Paul. So, but if you knew me, you would know that my great-great-grandfather drove steamboats on Lake Coeur d'Alene.
Wow, that's awesome. I love seeing those pictures, like the black and white pictures and, doctor's offices that have been here a long time. So that's so cool. Let's see. Lisa, I think you've got.
I'm Lisa Donaldson. I'm with Family Promise of North Idaho. And if you'd really knew me, you'd know that my first and longest love is with fantasy.
Nice. Love it. Got some fantasy people on here. All right. Louisa.
Hi, I'm Louisa with North Idaho College Center for New Directions. And if you knew me, you'd know if I could, all I'd do all day long was just hammock in 77-degree weather.
Like it. I keep going back and forth if I'm going to get a hammock. But I have 2 Boston Terriers, and I think they would be able to get on it with me. So might turn into a disaster, but that's great. Let's see. Paula, I think you've got.
Paula Lyon with the Coeur d'Alene School District, McKinney-Vento Liaison. And if you really knew me, you would know that in my previous career, I was a geologist. And so I'm just a rock science geek. I was probably in STEM before STEM was ever a thing. So I love rocks. And NOVA and PBS and everything, all things nature.
Nice. I love it. My grandson goes to the Hayden Charter, and it's exploratory, and so he's always outdoors, and he tells me some stories about their little adventures.
Yeah.
Nice, thank you. All right. Sherry.
Hi, Sherry from the city of Coeur d'Alene. If you really knew me, you'd know that I really like chickens. And I want to give a shout out to Evelyn because I'm also in the Smut Book Club. So there's that.
I love it. I love it. So yes, now we gotta live our readings, but man, is it expensive. Okay. I have to have like a book piggy bank. So
It's called Kindle Unlimited.
I go back for I just love, and I have a bookshelf. I just love a hardcover book. It's just something about it. It's kind of like art, but yeah, Kindle is the way to go.
I like it because you can change the
Make it
font
big.
for yes.
So true. I do, yeah, a lot of that. Love it. Very cool. Did I miss anyone? The names kind of kept shifting around.
I'll just go ahead and introduce myself. Hi, I'm Irene. I'm also with Mountain States Early Head Start, perinatal and nutrition specialist here. And if you really knew me, you know that I feel most at home out in the forest. So.
Nice. Perfect area for it, right? Anyone else? Well, cool. Thank you all for sharing. It's just a fun one to kind of see what you have in common and then learn some interesting things, right? Okay. Well, I'm excited to have, we've got Michaela Brown, community outreach specialist, right, with Mountain States Early Head Start, to do a presentation. So Michaela, take it away.
Yeah, thank you. And thanks for having me. I am here with Irene and Krista, so they'll kind of help me along through everything. It's nice to see some familiar faces and some people that I've yet to meet. And so happy to share about our program. So Early Head Start, we're a really amazing program. We work with individuals who are either pregnant or families that have children under the age of 3. So we're under the Head Start umbrella, but most people know Head Start preschool, and we're before the preschool. So we get the littles, which is lots of fun. And we are actually a home learning program. And so there's lots of things that fall under our program. Primarily, we meet with families weekly in their home, and we support them in a variety of different ways. I will say I didn't prepare a presentation or anything, because I think just having a conversation and like chatting about what we do is just kind of the way to go. So if you have any questions at any point, feel free to like stop me or jump in or whatnot. But yeah, we pair families with a family consultant, and that's their one-on-one family consultant that really works with them on specific family goals that can range over a variety of topics. And we are a school readiness program. So our goal is by the time they go into a K through 12 system, they're ready to go with that. And then we do help facilitate into Head Start or into other preschool programs or other options for families as well. We really support them in a lot of different ways, but one of the big things that we do is support connection and kind of building that village. So we have a lot of opportunities for families to meet other families. I also see, it looks like somebody's wanting to be admitted. So I'm going to admit that person, because apparently I have the power to do that. And so we have lots and lots of opportunities for families to meet with other families. We do multiple different kinds of parenting classes. So we'll do circle of security parenting, and we can do that in either a group setting or we can do it one-on-one in the home. We do making sense of your worth and parenting for positive self-worth. And then we also do parent connects, which typically have some kind of curriculum component to them as well, where we can see what our families are wanting to learn or participate in, and then we can provide different things for them for that. We do support in different areas outside of just like school readiness. So we really support families with health and safety. So that might be helping them access a primary care physician, a dental office, getting them on the right track to get set up for Medicaid or other insurance, safety environment in the home, physical safety, mental safety and well-being. We support their mental health, and I'll let Krista share about that in a minute. And then we also support pregnancy, and I'll have Irene share about that, and then their overall engagement in the community. So Krista, if you want to share maybe a little bit about your role and how we support people with mental health or just in mental health.
Yeah, so I'm a former home visitor. I was a home visitor for 3 years, so I fell in love with the work that Early Head Start does just by being somebody who's going to the homes and supporting these parents. And then I left for a brief period to start my own private practice, and now I'm back and in this role. And I really, really have a deep passion for connecting families with approachable mental health resources, because sometimes counseling, as much as that may seem like the ideal space to go, sometimes there's a lot of steps they can take ahead of that, like tapping into different kind of resources or something that may be more applicable in their busy lives versus having to attend weekly therapy. So a lot of psychoeducation. I do screeners with each family to kind of assess where they're at, helping parents in navigating postpartum. I'm certified as a perinatal mental health specialist, so I really like to support families with where they're at in postpartum because it's a really stressful time. If they are looking for a counselor, I really like to work with the families to figure out what specifically they're looking for, what kind of approaches they've used before, what kind of counselor would be ideal to work with. And then I do a lot of deep digging into finding an ideal match for them. It's really personalized and individualized to them, because finding a counselor is a very, very, very overwhelming experience. And also contacting providers, finding out what the intake process looks like, trying to make it as easy as possible for each family. And then I also offer some level of kind of coaching. If I have some families that have a therapist they're working with already, but they may just need a little extra nudge or a little extra support as a bridge. And so for some families, I will work with them kind of individually, reminding them of tools or learning and counseling and things like that. It's just a really individualized, personalized experience that we offer to support the families, which supports the child's well-being and mental health as well. So, yeah.
And Krista, I know it's been a bit since you've been a home visitor.
Yes.
Do you think you could maybe share just a little bit about what that experience is like?
Yeah, it's a really connected experience. You really get to know the families, you get to know their environments, and that's what I loved about it before, because I was a counselor before I was a home visitor, and I think that being a home visitor, you really get a context, you get a lot more sense of what the family is navigating, both like environmentally, who is in their world. You really become a part of, you get a really good snapshot of what their world is like, and you get to realize what is accessible to them. So doing the child development pieces, you really get to figure out like what do they have in the home to utilize to connect with their child and work on these developmental skills. And you get to see kind of barriers that come up. You get to brainstorm in their world, which I think is a huge, huge difference. And I think it's a lot more accessible because you are going to them versus parents having to find a ride or figure out the time to come meet with you and things like that. So it's really, really a beautiful connection that you get with these families to support them exactly where they're at and meeting them where they're at in a really individualized way. So I hope that gives a good sense of it. If you have other questions, let me know.
Thanks, Krista. Thanks for letting me put you on the spot.
Yeah, no worries.
And Irene, if you want to share a little bit about your role, both like the perinatal and then the nutrition role, that would be awesome.
Yeah, so I'm the perinatal and nutrition specialist. So we've kind of just parsed out these pieces of our health services and put a little bit more focus on them. We really want to support our families in navigating prenatal care in an area that is, we know it's an OB desert. So we want to make sure that folks are receiving adequate care, accessing care, and supporting them and doing that along the way. And then the nutrition piece. So this has traditionally been kind of just under the health piece. So we're really taking it out and putting more of an emphasis on it. We actually just submitted a grant for extra funds to hopefully do some more in-home teaching. And so we're hoping to get some more food into families' homes and then also help with some skill development in learning some culinary skills to make some of these foods that we're offering. So yeah, just a little added support and added emphasis in those two areas. And that's kind of where I support. Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you. We also offer play groups to families that are enrolled in our home learning program. And so depending on the area, they're typically 1 to 2 times a week, or if they're out in Shoshone, I believe we have them every other week. Is Sandpoint every other week, or is that once a week? Every other week? I believe it's every other week.
It's once a week.
Oh, it's once a week. Okay, yeah. Thank you. Playgroups are really phenomenal. They are a cohort, so you have the same families attending the same playgroups every week. And so it really allows families to build trust with those other individuals because they're going to be seeing the same people and getting to know the same people. And they are just for families that are enrolled in our program. And so we really, really work on making that a safe space for them, working with any barriers that might, be able to support the family. So one of the things that we did, for an example, is somebody had really bad social anxiety, and we typically don't allow other individuals to come into playgroup, but for a time, we allowed her to have her sister come with her just so she had a little bit of extra support. And so we really try to overcome any barriers. We do provide a snack at that time, and we also provide gas stipends for pretty much anything that we do. So if a family is coming to our parenting class, we get some kind of gas stipend for them. If they're coming to playgroup, they can get a gas stipend. We also, if possible, if they live in an area, we can do like an Uber or we can do a cab so they can come to any of the classes as well. Really, really try to make sure if there's something that's going to be a benefit to them and that they're interested in trying out, that we can accommodate them in any way that we possibly can. We also have a policy council, which is led by our families and then community members, very similar to a board, but it's not our board and it's in-house. And that really allows our parents to have a voice in our program. It offers a lot of leadership opportunities for our family. And that's been something that's been really positive in building that village as well. And we've really noticed if we have a family that's involved in our home learning program and is coming to parenting classes and coming to play group, they really have a lot of success with that. And it's been a really, really positive thing to watch our families grow throughout our programs. And then they just keep coming back for all the things. Any questions so far about kind of what our services are? And then I can kind of tell you like who's eligible for our program and what that kind of enrollment process looks like.
I had a question. I was wondering if you could speak to what your wait or your wait list looks like for families if they're waiting on any of these programs or enrollment.
Yeah, that's a great question. Thank you for asking that. We have a little bit of a wait list. Okay, so we have categories that are called categorically eligible. We are automatically eligible for our program. And then we have 10% that can go to over income or somebody that doesn't fall in one of these categories. Our over income wait list is decently long. But if you're not in that category, we do have a little bit of a wait list, but we go off highest points. And so we ask our families different questions that are in different risk areas. So that basically the more risk that's in the family's household, the higher the points they have. And then the higher the points they have, the more quickly they get into our program. I would say typically right now, if you're categorically eligible, we can typically get somebody enrolled in less than a month, which that kind of fluctuates. A lot of times it's even less than that. And so that's a great question. I saw in the chat income restrictions. And so our categories that we can enroll people are if they're below the poverty guidelines, we have that's like, obviously you're going to be able to be enrolled into our program. If you're under 130% of the poverty guidelines, then we have a fair amount of slots. Yep. And so we have a fair amount of slots for those. We've never maxed out on those as far as I know. Homeless. So we follow the McKinney-Vento definition. So anybody that is under that automatically eligible. Any child that's in foster care is also automatically eligible. If a family's receiving SNAP or supplemental or SSI, automatically eligible. And then, like I said, we do have those slots for over income. And I think I got all the categories. And if you do have a family that you think would be good for our program, don't worry so much about if they're going to meet one of the criteria. There are a lot of ways that we can really work with families to get them into our program. Yeah. Any other questions? We do have an event coming up in Sandpoint called Bubble Palooza. Lots of fun for families. So if you have any families that are looking for a fun activity on a Thursday morning, feel free to invite them. Sorry, my dog or child's knocking at my door. But we love our Bubble Paloozas this year. This will be our fourth one, and we have loads of bubbles. We give out free books. We have different activities. We have a handful of other community partners that attend, and we do a circle time with a story and some kind of fun activity. So if you have anybody that would like to come hang out, I will drop that information in the chat. I'll also put all of our contact information in the chat. So if you guys want to reach out, if you have other questions, you're more than welcome to do that. Cool.
Yeah, I know Sarah Welch from United Way is going to be at Bubble Palooza. She's been talking about it nonstop. She is very excited, as are we, but her joy about it is contagious. So that's for sure.
It's a lot of fun. Yeah, there's one today that's out in Shoshone starting here in about 30 minutes. So it's always a good time. Cool. Well, I will drop all that information in the chat and feel free to reach out to me or any of us if you guys have any other questions.
I actually do. I just didn't want to go off topic.
Yeah.
I was curious about partnerships. What type of partnerships do you have? I'm sure you work with a variety of people. And second is how are you funded? You mentioned grants and Medicaid, but are there any other funding sources as well?
Yeah, so we are federally funded. We don't do Medicaid for anything just because we're not a medical provider in any ways. And then we do get some unrestricted funding, but primarily we fall under the Head Start grant. And then as far as partnerships go, we are open to doing any kind of partnership if there's like an event that's going on or if there's any kind of like reciprocal process. So we work closely with the infant toddler program as well as Head Start to be sending referrals back and forth and making sure that families are getting connected that way. And then, you know, like for our Bubble Paloozas, we have a handful of different people that are coming out to that, and just any way that we can meet with somebody and connect to make sure that our families are getting the resources that they need. We're more than happy to do that. I know one of our coworkers just got on the Alice scholarships committee. And so, you know, any way that we can kind of get together and just help each other out, I think is phenomenal.
Thank you.
Yes, we so appreciate having somebody from your guys' team on our scholarship committee.
Yeah, I'm happy
The
she's
more
on
the
it.
merrier with that.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Michaela.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. It's wonderful to hear about the programs available. So I guess we'll just kind of go through and talk about any updates with your programs. Like I mentioned, I'm with Equus Workforce Solutions, Adult Dislocated Worker, WIOA, so Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act. So really, we're looking to help folks in Idaho that are new to the workforce or maybe trying to upskill, get higher paying jobs. Lots of funding and the entire statewide team. So, if you have someone that is interested in doing a short-term training, just needs some help with resume, job search, that's what we're here for. We are looking to expand and just have more of a regular presence in our rural communities. So that continues to be a bit of a challenge for us, meeting people where they are. And we're trying to secure a spot in Sandpoint, but always looking for places that we can regularly be so that folks can come and meet with our career coaches, our business services consultants. Really just what do folks need to reach their career goals. That's what we're here for. We have our website. I know last time Sean spoke and sent the flyer out. So we've got our website, equisidaho.com. Anyone can visit and apply. Like Michaela, I will echo, don't worry about eligibility. Like if it's someone that really has a goal to get into the workforce or further their career goals, send them our way, and we'll typically be able to figure something out. So I'm a former participant, and with me, it was just someone that was 10 years at the same job. I'm like, oh, I'm on the other side of the desk now. I need to know how to do interviews again. So it really is of just, we love to partner and just help people kind of get out of their heads to reach their goals. So I'm always happy to help. So yeah, who else has updates and wants to chat about what's going on?
I have one being kind of back in the group, if you don't mind. I am working with CityLink, and you probably all received the survey, but I wanted to hopefully maybe share my screen real quick, and if you could all, who have not filled out the survey, we're trying to identify the gaps in the public transportation system. And so we really want your feedback on what needs are currently not being met and with your clientele. And so I also was going to ask this group, because you guys are such a robust group with all of the different service providers that we really need to be at the table for this type of work, if we could possibly get maybe an hour of your time in a couple weeks to get kind of dive into the survey results as well as some of the bus, because we did a bus stop analysis and a route analysis. And so there would be some slight changes in the routes, and we wanted to get your feedback on what we have kind of come up with as a team. And so if I kind of want to just kind of get a feel for this group, if on August 28th at 9 a.m., which is in 2 weeks on Thursday, I figured I would keep it 9 a.m. on a Thursday because you guys already meet on at that time. But if that time does not work, the grant sunsets in September, so we wanted to kind of get your feedback before September. So if there's a better time that you guys want to meet, then we can meet then. But I figured we do it with the via Zoom just so that we get more participation as well. So any thoughts on that? Would you be willing to meet in a couple weeks? I guess we could send out an invite. If that time does not work, then we can find an alternative date. Okay, I did see in the chat, send out a calendar invite. And so maybe that's just the best way to do it. Just send a calendar invite to this whole group. And we can kind of have that conversation then.
Yeah, Olivia, you can get that to me and I can send it to
Okay.
the entire Alice task force, including people who were not able to attend today, if you're interested.
Perfect. Thank you. And thank you all for everything you do. I appreciate it.
And Olivia, I won't be able to make that one, but I can see if somebody else can step in
Okay.
because I think that would be really important to be there.
Great. Thank you. And I'm willing to meet with you one-on-one if you need to as well.
This is Paula Line from the school district. I would love to have you meet with some of our transportation folks because, you know, we don't bus kids if they're within 1.5 mile radius,
Right.
a circle around the school. And so I do have homeless families, and there are no exceptions for the homeless families because there just isn't. And so it's particularly at that middle school and high school level that I would like to maybe have you work with our transportation folks and just have maybe some routes that run early enough that kids could take, whether it's off the main streets like 4th Government Way, you know, 15th and Ramsey and Atlas, that could get kids to the middle schools or high schools, or find a way to work that in, because that's just really a hard one for us.
Great. Thank you, Paul. And I remember you having that comment before.
Yeah, I think I've given it many times, but I think the best way would be really to have you connect with Donda at the school district, the transportation department, because they do all the routes, and you guys probably find some, ways to work together.
Can you put their contact information in the chat, and I'll reach out to them?
I will try. I'm doing it on my phone right now.
Oh,
with the baby in my arms in a bottle, but I'll figure out a way to get to it one way or the other.
And I can send you a direct email as well.
Yeah, I think I've got your email still somewhere. So
okay,
thank you.
Thank
and
you.
Then I also had a quick question for Michaela and Krista. So I have a mom. I think Louise says she's one of your students as well, and she has her little one just turned 2 on August 18th. And I need to get her directed to the Head Start program. So would she be in the 0 to 2 or the 3 to 5 then? If the baby,
she would be in our program.
Okay, so have her reach out to you directly.
She could either do that, or you can go on our website and click enroll now, and you can fill out the form, and it like has a spot that you can put your name just so we know that the parent didn't do it, and then we just connect with her.
Oh, okay, so I can refer her that way.
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah, she's a coworker, and Louisa, I know she's one of your students and just moved out on her own and works 2 or 3 jobs and goes to school full time and all that. So
awesome.
Yeah, really want to get her integrated into all those programs. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
I have something. Can everyone hear me? All right, perfect. For anyone in the Alice population who you all might know, the NIC Dental Clinic is doing a free kids dental clinic next week. And I really thought that I would be able to fill all the slots really quickly with my families. But a lot of them are on Medicaid, and so their kids get dental. It's the adults that don't. So I still have 6 open slots and I'm trying to find kids up to age 12 who would be interested or whose parents would be interested in them having free cleanings and free x-rays. So this is done by the dental students, but they have many professionals who will be there to help guide them. It's a really wonderful opportunity for NIC students to get experience working with children, and it's great for families who can't afford the $500, $600 bill that is with no insurance, right, after x-rays and everything. So if any of you know of families who might be interested in this, or if you could throw it out to your families, and then shoot me an email with their information or give them my email and I'll have the dental clinic call and schedule. It's going to be next Thursday. And there are morning appointments and afternoon appointments available.
Louise, what was the age range again?
Up till age 12. And if there's a really small kid who's having anything teeth issue, they'll see the up until age 12. So yeah.
Okay, I'll get the word out over here.
Thank you, Donna.
Is there a link you could drop in the chat for everybody to look at for that?
I have no link. I have no
No, okay.
flyer. I have no nothing. Which, if you know me, it's not too surprising. But I do have my email, and I can put my email address in the chat. So then just shoot me an email. And then the other thing that I can put in the chat is just for all of you to know, the NIC first annual color run walk is happening on August 23rd. It's a Saturday at 1 p.m. on campus. And NIC is going to be showering participants in different colored cornstarch as they run/walk through the array of colors. And then the Coeur d'Alene Fire Department will be there hosing everyone down at the end, which is what I'm really excited for. And then they will have food trucks and music and all. It's just going to be a really good time. So I will put the link in the chat, but it's free for kids and high schoolers, and it's $20 for community members. If there's a community member who can't pay that, that's fine. Again, they can email me and I'll hook them up with tickets, although I'm not advertising that because then that would get ridiculous. But just I would love to see all of you there. I'll be checking people in. I think it's going to be a really fun event.
Okay, I'll go. On September 6th is the recovery rally, which will be at City Park. And we're helping, St. Vincent's is helping to do some of the planning for that. And then on September 20th is our housing resource fair. We've got about 13 vendors signed up so far, so there's lots of room. Even under the pavilion, which is a really nice spot at McEwen if you can get one of those tables in the shade. And we'll have free hot dogs and free haircuts and lots of resources for community members who might be in need of housing and anything else. We've got lots of other nonprofits that will be there talking about the services they offer. So please send me an email if you're interested in doing a booth. And then support October 16th. We still have room for some more soup chefs. Or if you'd like to get a ticket, please send me an email and I'll direct you to the right people to get you set up that way. And we'll start selling tickets very shortly. So thank you.
Donna, do you have a flyer for the housing fair?
I do.
Can you send that to me, please?
I can.
Thank you.
I'll go next. Duncan with HomeShare Kootenai County. For anybody who doesn't know, we're like matchmakers for people that want to open up their homes. And so we have a few properties right now. And our biggest new partnership is we'll be matching for the former Roosevelt Inn. And so it'll be rooms in like the $700 to $800 range. Yeah, that's new. And then we have a fundraiser coming up on September 25th. So I'll be on the Roosevelt lawn, and food and music and tours and a croquet tournament. So I'll put a link to sign up for our newsletter if anybody wants more information on that.
Well, I guess I will go. The only things that United Way has for this month is obviously we're still doing August is Ride for Alice month. So that's just spreading awareness for the Alice population. And at this time, it's still a virtual event, but we've extended it. I don't know if people remember, we used to do motorcycles. Now it's much more like family oriented, and it's all about bikes and tricycles and rollerblades and scooters. And if you take a snapshot of you or your family out, riding something on wheels, then you have a chance to win a gift card. With the hashtag Ride for Alice or Ride for Alice 2025. So if anybody feels like participating in that, we look forward to seeing everybody's posts, and I'm hoping that we'll get a chance to maybe share them in our newsletter coming up soon. And then we also have our project proposals are open on our website for Day of Caring, which is going to be on September 25th, which is a Thursday. So if anybody has a project at their nonprofit that you are looking for large scale volunteers and you're hoping for United Way's help finding those volunteers, get that uploaded, and that is on our website under Get Involved Day of Caring. I know some of you have already submitted one, but if you haven't and you feel you have a project that's exciting and worthwhile and is good for the month of September, feel free to get that project proposal to us as soon as possible.
Wonderful. All right, did everyone write their updates? Kind of a smaller group, summertime, right? No worries, cool. Well, no, it was nice to put faces to names. It's usually you see Sean from Equus, so we try to swap back and forth with who and all that. But let's see. I guess we'll end early unless anyone has anything to add. Lots of events, so yeah, if we can get that sent, that would be great, and we'll disperse and put them on our website and all that fun stuff. All right. Well, thank you, everyone. Have a great rest of your day and enjoy the rest of August. Can't believe it's almost September. And a happy wedding. We'll see you. You're going to be a Mrs. next time, right?
Thank you. Yes, I will.
Hope it's amazing and wonderful. Best day ever.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. All right, everybody, have a great rest of your day, and I will get this recording posted on YouTube for those who need it as soon as possible.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye, everyone.